Yeah. Well, the staying with your Tennessee career, we're both recruited by Buzz. He gets fired after my sophomore year, your junior year. You were one of the few players that was having individual success despite the team not being able to get over the hump. You're on the radar for the NBA. You know, you were one of the top point guards in the SEC. What was your mindset like when Buzz got fired? Because you guys were really close. You, Brandon Crump, were really close to Buzz. And you know, when I had Chris Lofton on here, he was like, "Man, my first thought was transfer. I'm gone."
Right.
But you know, this was a different era for everybody that's listening. This wasn't just you were going to be immediately eligible. That was you were sitting out if you did that.
Right. Yeah.
You know, what was your mindset like when you got the news of Buzz? And I know that was hard for you, but then turning that next page on where your future would be.
It was definitely weird because, like, I think the moment he got fired, me and someone else, one of my teammates, were walking down the. Sorry about the phone ringing. One more teammates were walking to class on campus, and a reporter comes up to us and like, "Oh, did you hear your coach got fired?" And we were just shocked and didn't know. And you know, at that time, you know, there was no Instagram or Twitter, so you couldn't really find out. Reporters just walked up to you, and we just kept walking, didn't even answer his question, but. To answer your question, I was thinking about leaving the draft. I talked to my parents. I was going to put my name into the draft because, like I said, I didn't know who the new coach was going to be. I didn't know if I would fit in his system. I didn't know, you know, how things were going to go, if I would like them, and things of that nature. So I was going to put my name in the draft, and I talked to Bruce maybe once or twice about entering the draft, and got some feedback from the draft prospects and GMs and all that nature, and just decided to stay the senior year and fill it out. And Bruce really wanted me back, so I was like, you know, let's come back and see if what he tells me is true. Most of the stuff was true. Bruce is definitely a salesman. He'll sell a car to you, man, with no rims. But he was definitely true to his word, and believed in me and believed in our team and in his system, and that we would work in his system.
I still feel like that car is going to get you where you wanted to go. It just might not
for sure. Yeah.
have all the tools.
Yeah. It might stop on you once or twice, but it's going to get you to your destination.
You know, people always ask me, like, when did you know? I'll share my story. You know, I mean, I think for a lot of us, different than you, but myself, and again, to brag on you, there was, and I don't want to bash our former teammates, but as things were going south under Coach Peterson, and we knew we weren't going to make the NCAA tournament. We didn't know he was going to get fired, but the season was getting out of hand unless we won the SEC tournament, which was unlikely. But
right.
You know, you had some guys. Hell, they were booking spring break trips in like February, like just knowing that we were not going to go to the postseason. Just we had some guys quit, sit out, whatever, or take a long ass time on some injuries, whatever it might be. But there was a handful of us that, I mean, we might not have always played great, but we stuck with it. We had good attitudes. We were there for them through the thick and thin. I didn't always agree with Buzz on certain things, but we were loyal. Right. We played hard, and it's no coincidence that guys like yourself and Chris thrived when a new opportunity came under Coach Pearl. And I think that's such a big part with kids today is just learn how to stick through it. And you'll learn so much about yourself, and to the other coaches, whether it's a new coach coming in or not, they're going to find out, you know, what were you like on that adversity. But when people ask me, when did we know? I mean, we were excited when Bruce came in, just style of play. It was fresh to us. But I go back to a Division II Southern Indiana exhibition game. And you know as well as I do, when games got close up until that point, and this was an exhibition again, we were always kind of a play not to lose. Like you could kind of sense the panic in the huddle if the game got tight.
Yeah, right.
And Bruce saw that, and he said, guys, because we were winning, but then they were coming back. We're like, oh my God, here we go again. We're about to lose to a deep fan. And he said, guys, we win these games now. This is why we're brought here. And I remember that just giving me a piece. And ultimately, we won more close games than we lost. But I mean, what about you? When did you realize, like, you know, we might have something pretty special here in year one?
I think it was maybe 5 or 6 games in. Just kind of, I feel like it takes me a while to buy into new system, into new situations, and I think that's kind of really what it took. Just kind of really seeing if what Bruce was saying was actually true. And I think the biggest thing for our team, I think that year is kind of honestly moving you to the 4. I think having 2 point guards on the floor, that helped us a lot. Made us more of a threat, and like you said, guys couldn't guard. Big guys at the 4 back then couldn't guard you at the 4 position. think that made it. I mean, obviously you were probably undersized on defensive end and rebounding, but you worked through that because of your toughness and all that kind of stuff and that. But that helped us a lot, moving you to the four. You get into the basket, open up driving lanes, things of that nature. It just made us a better team, I think.